the 2024 Yamaha Tracer 9 GT Plus. I'm in Idaho putting Yamaha's flagship sport touring motorcycle through its paces. But before I tell you about the good and the bad, let's talk about that plus. First off, it's the adaptive cruise control. It's the first time Yamaha has put this on a motorcycle. Next, we have the RoadRunner-linked unified brake system, which is the first time this is on a motorcycle in the whole world. Then we have the semi-active suspension, the lean-sensitive rider aids, and the new smartphone connectivity. The engine is still the same. It's the cross-plane crankshaft 890cc CP3 engine with a really broad linear torque. So let's take a closer look at all the new technology.
Looking for more exciting motorcycle travel, editorial, reviews, news, and resources for planning your next motorcycle tour? RoadRunner.
Here you have the controls for the cruise control. And it's only adaptive cruise control. You don't have regular cruise control in here. Here is where you turn it on, and up here is where you have the 4 different following distances. The joystick on the left handlebar cluster controls the onboard computer. It's very intuitive. You just push the joystick and then it brings up the main settings. You can choose between 3 themes. Let me cycle through those. You just push up or down. The changes are very subtle, but you can see that it looks different. You have vehicle information, average fuel, trip meter, all the good stuff. You have the audio once you connect the motorcycle to your phone via the app, and it's the Yamaha MyRide Link app. You have stability control, heated grips, and then your main settings, where you can adjust the grip warmer to even finer settings. You have up to 10 right here. Here are all the ride modes. Sport, you can see where the power, traction control, stability control, lift control, and the suspension settings are. And then you have it for street, rain, and a custom mode where you can fine-tune each and every one of them. You can turn on a shift indicator where the RPMs start, stop, and you can reset everything. It's very easy with the joystick here. It's just up, down, left, right, and you can push in. And then the button on the bottom brings you back home. The adaptive cruise control is pretty easy to use. You turn it on by hitting the center button here, and then you hit the set button. It works just like in a car. Then at the top here with your trigger finger, you can set the following distance. You have 4 choices. The closest following distance I counted was roughly 2 seconds. And according to Yamaha and the owner's manual, you want to ride in the middle of the lane and it picks up what's directly in front of you. So I tried it out in staggered riding and I was on the right side of the lane and it picked up the car in front of us, which was perfectly fine. But it's a little weird when the rider that's slightly ahead of you slows down and then you pass them. But I also docked his speed and I was able to follow him perfectly fine. It's all very smooth and there weren't any abrupt changes in speed either for braking or for accelerating, which was really, really nice. The windscreen has 10 height settings. You just pinch it right here and pull it up. It's very easy to do while riding. Just pinch and then you can push it up or down. I'm 6'2". I thought that the bottom one was just fine. And I know you're dying to know which Arai helmet this is. Check the description for the link. According to Yamaha, this is the world's first motorcycle to adopt the innovative new RoadRunner-linked unified brake system. It uses the data from the millimeter wave radar that sits in the front of the motorcycle and its 6-axis IMU to assist with the braking input when the distance to the vehicle in front closes to a certain level while simultaneously adjusting the front and rear braking bias and the front-rear suspension damping force for a higher degree of braking efficiency and handling. Now the system will only provide braking assistance when the brake control features turn on and the rider is braking, okay? So this is not a collision avoidance system. Plus, when the brake control is turned on, it includes the cornering brake control, which automatically adjusts the braking force so your tires don't slip when you're leaned over. You also have a whole laundry list of acronyms here that feeds data into the ECU. You got your traction control system, your slide control system, and the front wheel lift control system. And all of these systems work together seamlessly so you can concentrate better on extracting the machine's potential. The cruise control works in all gears and it starts at 20 miles per hour, which is really nice because the previous version, it only worked up, I think it was above 35 miles per hour, and not in all gears. It only started working in third gear and up. As for the settings, especially for the suspension settings, you have A1, which is a stiff suspension setting for really smooth roads, and the A2 is softer for when the road gets bumpier. I found A2 to be the best setting for everyday riding. And it's crazy to think with all the added technology, it's only 7 pounds heavier than the previous model. And still, the entire package is under 500 pounds. It's amazingly powerful. I found sport mode to be a little too much even. I'm assuming for everyday riding, even if it's sporty, that the custom mode with its predefined settings are perfectly adequate for even the sportiest riders. And if you really want to get rowdy, then I think the sport mode is where you'll be happy. One small gripe I have is the USB outlet. I mean, it already has the USB outlet right here, but it's a regular USB-A outlet. With all the tech this bike has, I think a USB-C outlet would have been nicer. The seat on the new Tracer is absolutely beautiful. It has this gold and gray stitching in there that matches the pinstripe and the color from the motorcycle. And it's got this little added padding right here, which doesn't really do anything for the padding, but it's a nice visual effect. The front of the seat is very narrow, so you can very easily reach the ground. The saddlebags come standard on the motorcycle. A top case is an optional accessory. How it works is you put the key in, turn it, and then you can take the key out again, which is really nice. Yamaha doesn't force you to always lock your saddlebags. I'm a trusting person, I rarely lock my stuff, so it's nice that I can have my saddlebags unlocked at all times. You push the button, pull up the latch, and then the saddlebag opens up. It's not the biggest one, it will fit some helmets, but not all. But you can easily store enough for a weekend trip. To shut it, you just close it and hit the latch again, and then it's secure. There you have it, the new 2024 Yamaha Tracer 9 GT Plus. It's available in dealerships in August 2023 and retails for $16,499. If you like this video, look in the description and check out our free newsletter.